Okay. So, thinking about this, and I think I've decided more or less what I want it to look like and what I want to show. And it'll change a little bit. The two graphs should be on top of each other, I think. And the text down the side in a single column. I think, I suppose I could have them side by side, one on top of the other, and I'm just in a little bit of doubt about all of the things I'm displaying for each one. Let me think. Time, position, high point, average, top size, graph, title, graph. I need some other things in the array definition. Highest, average, top size, distribution, data. Okay. I guess I want like creation time, and I think I do want that to be a time. I want scale method, string. I want scale value, a float. I think I want position, draw time, and paint time here. So width, height, and data, I don't know. This is all pretty vague groups. Position, draw time, okay. Low threshold. Were those things floats? I can't remember. And high. Oops. Accidentally spelling height. High threshold. Okay. This is, I'm pondering and pondering. Things like the scale method, the value, the position is just such a dodgy one. The draw time, like maybe I should take this one and put it here, because I'm just trying to think. Scale method, scale value, position, paint time, low threshold and a high threshold. These are the things that might change every render. And this will be set once, as will this. This will change every render. Is that the distinction I want to make? These things. Okay. So it's like these things are those things. These things are up, info populated in update details. Info. Actually, this one can go in the middle. Info create. No, created on render and remains unchanged. Info I will put data in the middle. It's just this slightly middle case. Info that changes each paint. The data created in render, modified in paint. I really can't be bothered to change. Can't be bothered. I will be bothered if I have to, but I don't want to have to change any of this again. This is what determines what gets loaded and saved. So determines the array definition file, and I can't be bothered doing a whole bunch of different load and save file things. I may end up having to, if I end up with some really time-consuming renders that I want to keep, then I might have to, but as it is, as long as I can as long as I don't have to change it much after this, like, I feel like I'm getting all the information here. So what I want to do is something like this, where I make myself a little set of all the information. Oops. Just maybe I'll have to keep it to this. The point is, I want this thing that I can copy around, because I'm going to have to know all of these things in several different places. Okay. Like where, for example? I will just do this and then I'll concentrate. So, I think the first place I want to think about is here. I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to pop this in here, because this is basically the bit where Right, yeah. Where does it gets done down here? And inside paint array, it uses the project's position, array position. It uses array position. So position does actually get set. Okay, well actually, you know what, I'll just move it in here. Nah, it's not really modified in paint, is it? Nah, where is it? That's like another set, that's no good. It does remain unchanged, but then I change it, but bugger it. That's the way it's going to be, because technically it is set in render and unchanged by paint. So the heck with it. What else did I say? Draw time and creation time. Draw time I set here. I wonder if I should just set all these things here right before saying array def save. I think I will. Oh man, is that the way I want to do it? Data has to be done prior to it. The array time check is so pointless, but hey ho. This is like, these little tiny things just irk me, but I am going to do it this way. I'll stick all the definitions down, all the bits of array definition down here. And actually there's only one more really, I think. What was it? Creation time? You are the render file. Equals time now. Creation time draw time. I must take position and stick it on the end of here. Creation time, draw time, width, height, position. Yep. Creation time, draw time, width, height, position. All set there. The array is saved. But actually, I think that I do want to set these other things here as well, but set them to... God damn it. I've got this wrong, haven't I? In paint array. It takes a project. Yeah, because it needs a bunch of stuff from the project. What is the thing I'm thinking about? Oh gosh, let me concentrate. P project gradient set get gradient AR position. Yeah, okay, let me think. So I do want to set these things inside render. Man, it's like, what's the risk of... I'm so annoyed by this. The reason I'm storing these is for later lookup so that when I save and load an array, I can just get the information back. But the thing about the unpainted array is that these values are kind of irrelevant to it. And in fact, to any array, when it's been loaded, it's not going to have these values applied, it's going to have the current project's values applied. So maybe I should forget about the low and high threshold. Well, no, because I want that to be displayed when the array has been painted. Okay, yeah, I think I do store these, and I will just store them right here. I will... Oh man. Is it worth it? Well, the thing is, if I don't, then the array as saved initially, the unpainted array, which I want to unpaint it. In fact, the whole paint array thing becomes more and more irrelevant. In fact, that is what is making this make least sense. But because I'm duplicating stuff here, I'm setting up, well, duplicating, not really duplicating, but I'm setting up these values ready to save it, when they're not really all that relevant at this moment. They're relevant after it's been painted for the purposes of displaying in the info panel what you're currently looking at effectively. But anyway, the way this is going to work is that inside the info panel, when an array gadget is displayed, you'll have the option, as you already do, it's just it'll be formalized slightly differently, whether or not you're displaying the information for an original array as loaded, or for the array after painting. It's just going to be a flag. You're only ever displaying two, one or the other anyway. So let me see what I need. The scale method, the scale value. Paint time I will set to 0, the low threshold and high threshold. Those things above I have got already. So array_def scale method equals, what is it, project scale style. I should change that to scale method. Array_def scale. Oh, here we go. I've got to get the scale value. I equals, what on earth is it? Scale. No. It's project scale value at get index of it in scale styles of project scale style. Delightful. But low threshold equals project low threshold, and array_def high threshold equals project high threshold. Those last ones updated in update detail. So that's one part of it. The other part of it is updating these things in Paint Array. And I think I'm just going to stick it on the end here where I get paint time. And And it's also extremely handy to have this right here. Like the position does not change each paint. I changed that. So, but actually it does get updated. Does it? Huh. No, I update it. That's fine. It's good enough like that. The paint time, I'm just setting there. So AR scale method equals P scale style. I could just copy this out, couldn't I? In fact, this bit I'm going to. In fact, all of this I'm going to. This and this and this and this. Not like that. It's a strange thing. Like this. Scale method, scale value, low threshold, high threshold. The other stuff I get in my code. I could just update detail here. Don't think I'm gonna. I'll leave it to my code. Well, the actual recursor code. Now, I am not. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, the other whole bit of this. This is one where I changed things around correctly. This is one where things are wrong. The other whole bit of this is saving, loading, and copying. I assume this has worked. So, horrible saving, loading, and copying. And look at all this. The way I have done this is insane. Do I ever use write? I mean, really, do I? God damn it. I'm gonna make another. Can I? Well, first off, I'm gonna put this horrible thing in, because all this needs saved. Width, height, position, draw time. And paint time. Then, last of all, the data. The other things are figured out later. What I do need to save is, no, copy is d scale value equals scale value d. Oh, I need all of scale value. No value equals scale value slice 0. No, it doesn't. It equals just scale value. What am I doing? It is just that. God, scale value as an array is inside project. Anyway, scale method equals scale method d low threshold equals low threshold and d high threshold. Threshold equals high threshold. So after paint time, the two scales and the two thresholds, and I'm doing that every time. But I'm also loading it first to make things easy. definition. What did I say? Scale value. Wrong way round. Okay. Scale method, scale value, low threshold, high threshold, and I did that after paint time just to stick it with draw time. I hate myself for this sort of thing, but anyway. Scale method, scale value, low. Scale method equals AFS read string. I always find read C string makes more sense. I should be doing a cast there probably. And scale value equals AFS read float and NAD low threshold equals AFS read float and NAD high threshold equals AFS read float. Now, this is just pretty crazy. I really just should have save and it should just work. The same way. Okay. Then I have, I think, what do I do? Scale method paint time. Yeah, so straight into AFS, write C string is it next? Paint time and then scale method. Scale method. AFS, write float, scale value. AFS, write float, low threshold. AFS, write float, high threshold. Okay. Now, can I just get rid of write altogether? To A length. Oh, right, okay, so it's just data. So yeah, can I just do this? Is that just a blast from the past, which is totally unnecessary? Am I only ever really saving? Do you get any complaints from anywhere else? If I make this the compiled program, do I get any complaints? Save array maybe. Oh, save image, yeah. No, it's array save, array save, array save. I think I do want to allow you to save the painted array, like I say, but God, half an hour. But, okay, that looks redundant, I'm getting rid of it. I should make an error display message. Anyway, I guess that was something that I didn't need to do. What on earth am I doing here? Let me try to concentrate more. Okay, it looks okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Now I need to go back to render 1 and I need to recompile this. I will not pretend I feel super confident about it, obviously. But I think that one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to delete latest array. I just don't even want to consider it failing to load. I think it would deal with it okay, it's just not a thing I want to think about. But I will compile this. And it's compiling in release mode, so caution to the wind. Boy oh boy. It's just crushingly slow when I don't compile it in release mode. That's a terrible, terrible reason to do what I'm doing, but well, it ran, so that's fine. It ran because it didn't have to do anything. Now, this also is going to recompile and is going to have the new information alongside. So I should be able to do a render and view the array, and it should appear as it did before. But very shortly after it appears, I should be able to fire into the code and start displaying those last useful pieces of information, and then I will feel as though I'm getting somewhere close to the end. Not that I'm at the end, just somewhere a bit closer. The thing that'll bring me to the end is when I've had a proper go at redistributing the heights, doing a different, or some different height redistribution algorithms. We will see. Okay, so I should see nothing in here just now. Yeah, failed to load array latest. Good. I'm not going to do this. I did a 15 recursion render last night. I'm going to do a 9. Looks like it. And yeah, that looks like 9. 9, especially with an exponent of 0.2 basically. Yeah, 9 renders. 9 renders, 9 recursions, and that's it. It's displaying the graph, looks accurate. How far do I have to push it before I see more graph? Pretty far. Starts to break down a lot. What the heck? Let's see. Look at that. So interesting. Anyway, I need a lot more recursions to see more details, but the main thing is this now. Actually, just for the sake of making it halfway. That took a long time that time. Oops. So, that whole redistribution took it to 0.3, and it's probably huge. Like if I switch this to none and apply that, yeah, makes a massive difference. Anyway, so these two graphs to be placed one on top of the other with a note they will be squished down, but I think that's better. They'll work, like they'll be able to be longer. So when I add something, they will be able to take up approximately this much space, 2/3 of this width as opposed to just under a half. And it'll just be better that way. So I need the other information displayed down the side, and I will keep it in two parts. I'll just have an option to display the array with painting information and the array with loaded information. These will be slightly different, and that'll be it. 1.156 seconds and 1.8 seconds to paint. That is only true. That's a long painting time when I think about it. I wonder if that was a 1.08. Well, one thing I wonder about is whether or not FFmpeg's hampering it, which it probably is a bit in some ways. Anyway, that's quite a long paint time, that's all. Perhaps I haven't been paying close attention at it recently, and the exponential painting is more or less that speed. I feel pleased enough that it's apparently, I assume saving that information. We'll soon see when I get it to display it, but that's not bad for 36 minutes. I do feel like this is kind of, I don't know, reaching its final stages. The last couple of weeks has been adding stuff which I didn't initially imagine the program doing, but as I just used it, it became obvious that it had to do these things. So it's been extra work which I didn't foresee, but I'm happy enough with the way it's gone. For the time being, I'm going to have a quick coffee, I'm going to have a cigarette, and then I'll rearrange these graphs. So the graphs are at the side, and the graphs are at one side, and the information's down this side.